Hi, I'm cKnoor, and it's time for another game time. I really need to come up with a better name for that, but I haven't, and I don't think I will. So here we are. This is the series where I create a fresh team, and I play one game, 2-minute turns, and I try and explain what the fuck I'm doing and why I'm doing it to the best of my ability. There's been a lot of suggestions on what teams to play next. However, well, Force asked me to play Necromantic. So, I'm gonna do that. So, suck it, everyone else, I guess. Don't worry, we'll get through all of them. Let's see. We can't have a light blue. Maybe. No. Why am I even bothering with this? This isn't important. This is important. The main reason we're actually doing Necromantic is because I came up with a kick-ass team name that's probably already been taken. If it hasn't, then I don't know what's wrong with you people. Well, that's unexpected. I'll be right back. Okay, so after crying a lot of tears and deleting some elf teams, I should have enough I should have, well, I shouldn't have enough teams to get this going. Let's see if someone's stolen this already. Sometimes I get so disappointed sometimes when, you know, how oh, well, in any case, let's talk Necromantic team builds. There are a few different ones. For me personally, I think, well, I guess I should cover what the what the Necromantic team has. They have werewolves, flesh golems, white ghouls, and zombies. They also have a necromancer, which means you can't get an apothecary, so we don't have to worry about that. However, there are like 5 different positionals, and we're not going to be able to afford all of them when we start our first game. So we're going to have to make some tough choices here. Personally, I like to think long term, and that means get the flesh golems. The reason you get the flesh golems, let's have a look at the flesh golems. They're over here. It's because, well, they're 4429, and they have stand firm and thick skull. They are basically the core bash component of the team. You put them on the LOS and you have them punch people. As such, they are pretty hard to level up, as they're probably only gonna get level ups from casualties or MVPs, which is why I like to get them early. Now, as you know, this is just a team I'm gonna throw away after this, so I'm not even gonna bother with custom names, which you should be doing, by the way. So we're gonna get 2 flesh golems for the simple reason that they're harder to level up, so you might as well get them early. There are some variations where you instead get 3 rerolls, no flesh golems, which is fine. You get a much faster team, but you also get a less bashy team. I prefer having the flesh golems because such a large chunk of your team is pretty slow moving anyway, since you need to buy zombies, and zombies only have movement 4 as well, I think. Maybe it's 5. We can double check that. Yeah, so they got 4 movement. So if you have the flesh golems, they kind of work together. They're also equally bad at agility. The flip side, of course, means that you're going to have a team where a lot of players won't be able to handle the ball. And even if they get the ball, they won't be able to run away with it because they have such slow movement. Now, this is kind of countered by the fact that the Necromantic have some really fast players in the werewolves that have movement 8. I made some tough choices what to do. Like, sometimes, personally, I'd probably go without ghouls. The ghouls on the team are these guys. They're fast, 7337. However, they don't have regen, which all the other positionals have, which means that if they get hurt, they get hurt. I won't be able to get an apothecary. So they usually don't last as long as some other players. And now, when I start a new team that I plan on playing quite a few games with, I want a core that's going to last. And I kind of worry about the ghouls. So I'm going to For me personally, I probably would have skipped ghouls and got them once I had the money, because they're always good, in a way, because they've got such high movement. And not having ghouls early means either my werewolves or my other whites need to carry the ball, and carrying the ball and scoring gives you, well, SPPs. So you get, you get more SPPs on people that might not have scored otherwise, because once you get a ghoul, that ghoul's gonna keep on scoring, unless you build one of your werewolves into being a scoring machine, which I personally don't think is. It's not a bad choice, but it's not a favorite of mine because they are so good at being bashy. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna get we're gonna need to check my cheat sheet here. We're gonna get 2 whites, and then we are gonna get 1 werewolf, and we're gonna get 1 ghoul, because this gives us a bit more flavor, I think. Or am I gonna get a ghoul? Or should I just go without ghouls? No. I personally probably would have gotten 2 werewolves, but I'm trying to show off like how I think the team works, and this is probably this is gonna be a better way of doing that, I think. Yeah. So now we need a bunch of zombies. Actually, we are gonna give ourselves 3 rerolls first, because this is a team. The reason I'm going with 3 rerolls is, well, it's beginner friendly. But also, there's no ball handling skills on this team, and we need to pick the ball up from time to time. That's just how the game works. And that should be it. Here we go. This is, I guess this is my suggested Funhaver builds. Like I said, you can switch the ghoul out. Almost. You can't get another werewolf if you do, because they cost so much more. There are a bunch of different builds. You can either go 1 werewolf, 2 flesh golems, 2 whites, 1 ghoul, 5 zombies, 3 rerolls, which is this. Or you can go, for example, 2 werewolves, 2 whites, 2 ghouls, 5 zombies, 3 rerolls. So that's the no flesh golem build. Or you can go 1 werewolf, 1 flesh golem, 2 whites, 1 ghoul, 6 zombies, and 4 rerolls. Or you can, like I said, go without the ghouls, 2 werewolves, 2 flesh golems, 2 whites, 5 zombies, but then you only get 2 rerolls. That's probably what I would have gone with personally. I've said this like 15 times now, so I'm gonna drink a sip of tea. Very nice. Thank you, I made it myself. Save. Sorry for rambling. Let's see if we can get a game. Oh. So this is mid-afternoon in Sweden, by the way. So it's... Oh! It's actually connecting. Who knew? Onslaught Mega Blocks. Let's see what they have. Okay, so they have 1 ball carrier. This is going to be interesting. Luckily for us... Hang on, we're going to switch you around. We're going to make you black because I'm blue. There we go. Chaos is an okay matchup for for these guys, mainly because we don't have that much, or rather Chaos don't have that much of a strength advantage. They don't have any skills other than sure hands right now, so they should be decently easy to knock down. I mean, we have 2 players with block, we have 2 players with strength 4. We have a bunch of chuff that we can put in the middle, and we have 1 really fast guy and 1 ghoul. So we'll probably... Actually, I don't know how we'll play this, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Glattened. Because sometimes I can't spell. Okay, so we're waiting for my opponent to decide if he wants to kick or receive. Just going to double check here, but I don't think there was any. No, because the... Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so he decided to kick. And that means for us that we're going to try... Oh, wow, okay. We're going to try and actually... I think we're going to try and score on turn 8 again. Or actually, well, we're going to try and hold out, because... depending on how many rerolls this this coach uses early on, and how well our hit... Oh no. Oh no, guy. You made a mistake. Yeah, so we are definitely going to take advantage of this. This is where we're going to blitz. Oh, no. No, he stopped. He stopped his mistake. Damn it. Keep. No. Okay, he's got this guy in the back, but he decided to kick, which is... I guess he thinks that guy's precious. So we are going to use our whites, and we're basically going to block down his whole line here if we can. And this is going to be... And we're going to have the ghoul hold the ball, I think. And then we're going to have the werewolf, and we'll see where the werewolf goes. Let's just double check here. So this flesh golem can take out this guy. This flesh golem can take out that guy. Yeah, that's all I have to do. So like, as you can see, I just loaded the line heavily because these guys aren't very fast. So I want them in the middle so they can reach. And he decided to put more Chaos Warriors on the LOS than he needed to, so that's why I'm knocking them down. That's a really deep kick, so we're gonna get everyone over there. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so that's actually not bad for me. You go over there just for cover. It could have been way worse, and I think we're going to work on this Chaos Warriors while we can. So I'm going to push that guy away. And what I'm doing here is, the reason I put these on the diagonal is because there's a space in between them. So the only place you can actually get an assist on them is here in the middle. And so this zombie gives an assist. And now that I've knocked both of these out, I've got an assist here, and I've got an assist here, so I can use the white to knock this Chaos Warrior down, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. That means we can follow up with this guy. And let's see. Actually, we are going to use a blitz right here, because remember, this werewolf has Frenzy and Claw, which means I can push him this way, as long as I run diagonally, and I'll keep getting... yeah, there we go. That's nice. Some lovely claw work right there. And I think we're gonna go very aggressive here, actually. We're gonna put some people, well, in range of other people. The reason we're doing this is because I don't really mind. This is a bit tricky though, by the way. If I fail to pick this up, no. Yeah, that can happen. Let's see where it goes. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. It was a risk. If I failed, it would scatter. And if it scatters out here, it gets thrown in again. The reason I didn't feel like picking it up is because I'm not in a rush. So, and they can't really get to it. And they still can't, actually. So I was... Like, I was both lucky and unlucky, I guess. It was definitely a calculated risk. But I have no pressure on me to score quickly, because scoring quickly right now would just favor Chaos, because like I have more rerolls than he does, and if I can get him to use some before it's his turn, like to try and score, then he's gonna have a much harder time trying to score, which is gonna be good for me. And as you can see, he's doing kind of like doing the same thing. He's trying to block me down, but I'm actually I'm bashier than he is right now. He can definitely be much bashier later on, but right now that's not the case, because he doesn't have any of the skills. He does have horn. I mean horns, which is good when you're blitzing like this. But like I said, he doesn't have block, so all he could do was push me. Oh, please stay. He's not going to, though. He's going to run down over here. He can't stay on this line. Yeah, there we go. Because he knows I have a frenzy player, and having him here means I can't just go back as well. I need to go diagonally if I want to. But this is still, in a sense, good, because my zombies are, like I said, they're slow, but they're able to reach stuff, and he still hasn't moved. He's probably going to move this Beastman at some point. Okay. Don't know why he wouldn't. It's actually a bit odd, but okay. That's fine. I'm going to tie up these Beastmen, because remember, they have horn, so they get stronger when they blitz. But I don't think he's going to risk a dodge out to blitz, so we'll see. You get to go over here, and I think you. We can do some fun stuff over here, I think. Yeah, let's do this. Flesh golems rarely get to move much, so might as well take advantage of it. And I'm not going to follow up, because I still have a 1-die block here if I want it. Oh, that's good. Unfortunately, that means this is a bit risky now. I'd hoped to push him back, and then I could have followed up. So before we do anything like that, we're going to try and pick it up again. Now it's actually a bit more important to pick it up, which I did. Let's see. And then we're going to move 1 square back. The reason we're moving 1 square back is because this zombie still gives assists here. But this guy, if he wants to get around, dodge out, he can do that. But then at least it's a GFI. And if I moved 1 further back, he could have gone around, so he can negate the zombie here. So that's why I went for that. Oh, hey, lucky. Wow, that's really nice. That's not something you can count on. It's made me a bit cocky though, so I'm kind of tempted to do this. So I'm gonna. But yeah, like this is partly the like I've been talking about how I'm actually bashier than him right now, or her. I keep saying him because I'm not gonna get into it. But like not having block skill is actually, it's not great, and Chaos always have a hard time starting out, especially a team that only has 2 rerolls. They need to get a bit lucky. And that said, like this isn't that hard to do. This is a 3+, and then a 2+. And then he blitzes me. Unfortunately for him, I have dodge, which means he can only knock me down on an actual pal. Because remember, this guy doesn't have block either, so he can't. Yeah, well, now he's boned again, so he's going to use a reroll. Probably. He might not, because he feels like the ball is so far away. Yeah. So he went for the safer play. Oh, I can surf this guy now? That would be cool. Do I want to do that, though? I might, actually. We're going to stand this guy up. And we're going to keep playing it safe. Because, like I said, we can right now, which is nice. We're gonna be safe as well. We don't have to rush either, so we're not going to. Instead, we're gonna do this. We're gonna tie everyone up. There's a lovely bunch of coconuts over here. No, but like right now, I'm getting the most out of my claw. I'm just blocking him down because he's letting me, basically. And it's turn 3, so I don't have to rush it. Now the question is, can this guy? No, he can't. So we're gonna move the ball up, because even though my main focus right now is to bash him down, I still want the ball a bit closer. I'm hoping that I can do a handoff to the werewolf, and that he can run it down, like, in a few turns. But right now, yeah, I don't have anyone knocked out. He's got 2 KO'd. If I can make it one more, then I'd feel more confident scoring perhaps a bit earlier just to secure the touchdown. Because I kind of... It's a 50-50 shot every turn you're getting back, so I assume that, like, I usually count it, like, okay, so there are 2 KO'd. That's a 50-50 for each. Now, some people might say, oh, but then probably one of them's going to stay out. Yeah, but you can't really... I don't think it's good to count like that. You should... It's, I think it's safer to just look at it like, oh, yeah, okay, so... they're probably both going to come back. However, once you get to, say, 3... then I actually feel it's a bit safer to expect one of them to, you know, stay knocked out. Oh, well, that was very nice. That was very nice indeed, because that means we can surf yet another one. Yeah, the question is, who do we surf? Because what I can do is I can run one of these guys up here to give an assist on this flesh golem to get rid of this warrior. And if I manage to knock him down, this guy could dodge out and then surf this guy. But that looks kind of dangerous to me. So instead, we're going to do it this way. Because if I do it this way, I don't have to rely on any other results than... I don't have to rely on someone getting knocked down. Oh, and that is very excellent for me. A smashed hip and not appoed, which means he might not have an apothecary actually yet. But it basically means that I'm going to be 1 up for the rest of the game. Now, I need to figure out who I want to block here. I think we're going to do this, actually. Oh, that's really good. Yes. I want to keep these guys stuck, basically, is the plan here. And I probably should have followed up there, but I didn't. This is 1 die versus a 1 die. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this guy... What can happen here... So he can block the zombie and then this beastman can run down. But I'm going to have to risk it because I've knocked a few of them out now, and I don't... There's always some risk involved. I probably could have positioned my players a bit better. Over here, like, once again, I have block. That's really good for me. He's got sure hand, so this is his actual ball carrier. So if I can manage to... What I'm doing right now is not... I'm not expecting to surf this guy next turn, but he needs to do something here, because if he doesn't, he is going to get surfed next turn. I'm going to get a free surf. So either he needs to blitz out with this guy, in which case he wastes his blitz, which is fine by me, or he needs to try and dodge out, or just do a 1 die block. So he needs to do something. which is important. And this, he needs to do something that's just not going for the ball. He might still be going for the ball here, though, since he freed up the Beast Man. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, these two, they're just standing here. He's probably... Oh, good for me. Once again, he can't use both down on this guy, and he used his blitz here. The reason he did that was because he'd hoped to knock me down, so he'd get an assist here. So he could just block himself free, but he didn't. What he could have done, or if that's what he was worried about, what he should have done was he shouldn't have followed up, but instead gun stood over there. So now he had to place another Beastman there. Now he didn't manage to knock me down. However, holy crap. Yeah, so that's a zombie knockdown. And that's a both down. So we're going to stand these guys up again. And now we're going to do some blocks here. We can we can still probably do a surf, kind of. It's a risky surf, but we're actually doing quite well right now. So I might risk it depending on what happens here. No, I'm not going to follow up. And there I'm following up to get rid of that assist. This is a one die, so this is risky, but I kind of want to do it because if I frenzy here, I can, and it's a knockback, I can push this guy back, and I can push him back here, and then next, if it's an, and then, yeah, like, it's, I'm feeling pretty good about the situation, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to reroll that. So we're going to stand this white up because, well, someone needs to stand up. And let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Now this is kind of breaking my cage a bit, so this is risky. But I have such a good chance to surf this guy. No, I don't want to follow up. Yeah, there we go. Now he's KO'd. And I'm going to move my ghoul over here. And this guy over here. I think. Or am I going to... No, I'm going to move him over here. Ooh, this is... Yeah, yep. That'll have to do. That'll have to do. So, there's no one basing this ghoul right now. As in none of my players, but I'm trying to make a softer cage because he's running out of players pretty quickly. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. He's got 4 out. Unfortunately, he has all of them here, but most of them are kind of tied up in this mess. So he needs to start dealing with that, and my werewolf... Oh, okay, so he's going to blitz himself free, which is probably a good choice. But if he does that, once again, my ghoul's safe. And my ghoul's probably going to keep being safe for quite a bit longer. I'm not sure why he did that, but I'm sure he has a reason. Oh, well, that guy's stunned. So that means we need to get a move on next turn. Actually, it means we're going to have to move this fresh golem over here. Okay. Let's see here. Now, we're kind of in the same position he was last turn, except we're in a much better position. So I kind of want, I still want to surf people. Now I realize this has turned in more to a surfing game, but if he's letting me, I'm going to keep surfing because surfing is my easiest way to get people out. So the question is, how do we best do this? I need this guy to move over here, probably. I think we're just going to do it this way, actually. So we're surfing more beastmen because we can. I want to get rid of them as many as possible, basically. And his guys are severely getting out of position right now, as you can see. Well, there's not that many left of them. So I'm doing my best to tie him up. So he can't get around here. Like, he needs to... Yeah, this is still fine. He's going to surf my zombie here at some point. But let's have a look here. Yeah, so one beastman out and 3 KO'd and 1 standing on the sideline. That means he's got 6 left on the pitch, if math is correct, and it should be. I'm pretty pleased about this. I feel like I'm using my zombies in the right way. Oh, are you going to use a reroll? Yeah, you are. Because this zombies cost 40k. It's tying up a beastman. It costs 60. This zombie's tying up a chaos warrior that costs even more. I can't remember how much right now, but it's more. And this guy needs to move, otherwise he's going to get surfed, because I've made it quite obvious at this point that I like to surf people. Oh, well. And that's very unfortunate for me, because, like I said, I need to get a move on. And that's going to be tricky with some stunts. Okay, so that guy... Yeah, so if I stood this guy up next turn, he'd... oh, no. He'd get surfed. But here's a cool thing. Chaos Warriors aren't that fast, so I can just leave him, and this guy won't be... He won't be doing anything anyways. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think what we're gonna do is just run past all of this. And the easiest way to do that is to blitz this guy out of the way, because it frees up both this white, the ghoul, and these zombies. And then we can tie the rest of them up. So that's what we're gonna do. Because it's turn 7, I need to make a move, get a move on. I did not want to roll that. That was a much better result. So I'm happy about that. And like I said, we need to tie some people up. And we're actually... I think, yeah, we're going to do it. Oh, that's a bad way to run. Okay, so I'm going to block this beastman here. Oh, good. And then I'm actually going to follow up. Oh, well, thank you. Very good for me. Unfortunately, I said I wanted the touchdown on the werewolf, and I guess this shows off how difficult something like that can be. Now, I've actually gotten some great rolls here, in that I managed to injure some players, well, 2 of them, and one flesh golem has 2. The other one doesn't have anything. I'm sure there's someone else around here with 2 SPP on them. Possibly somewhere. But yeah, this is why I personally don't run with ghouls, because I would have played this very differently if I didn't have a ghoul around, because the ghoul can't really block. But that's also why I want the SPP on the people that can, so you can get them to level up and be even better at blocking. So yeah, he didn't really care for trying to go for my players, which is fair. He couldn't... It would have been very risky for him to do so. The question is now, is there anything I can do? Can I surf someone? I can probably surf this dude somehow. Actually, no, I can't. So, and it's my last turn. Had it been turn 7 and it would have looked like this, I would have done a handoff to the white and had the white run in. Now, I'm not going to do that because it's not worth the risk, even though I have a reroll. I want the touchdown. I want the pressure going into the second half of having him, try and score. And this is why, remember what I said about KOs? Feeling like pretty good about having, say, 3 out, maybe 1 will stay out. Yeah, stuff like that happens, and people don't stay out, so. So we are just going to give him some things to kill. This is turn 8. I don't want to risk any of my players, so I'm not going to. I'm going to put them in the back here. This is basically at the same time saying, hey, you can punish my dudes if you want. Which isn't always the greatest, but... And it's also at times like these where I'm like, who is it really his last turn or is it mine? I can't tell because cyanide and this turn counter up here, but I know it should only be... He kicked to me, so I started, and that was my turn 8. Also, I looked beforehand, but yeah. Okay, so he's not going for a 1-turn touchdown attempt, which is actually totally fine. I like to do them, but that's because I usually play for people, and being able to record one highly improbable touchdown attempt, that would just be really fun. So sooner or later, it will happen. I just don't know when. Yeah, so, phew! And, like, for some reason, he didn't... I would have loaded my line here. Because even though there are only 3 zombies on the LOS, you can actually get a lot more blocks than just 3 Chaos Warriors blocking them. By pushing them or blocking them diagonally. Oh, and one of my zombies got KO'd. That's bad. That's not good at all. He has a reroll, but he's probably waiting to use a reroll for Havana to pass to 1 SPP on a completion. There we go. Okay, so I'm down a zombie. That's actually... The zombies aren't great, but they're really good for tying up these Chaos Warriors. Not because Chaos Warriors have high agility, so they can definitely dodge out if they want. But with only 2 rerolls, and considering how cautiously my opponent has been playing, it's really good just to leave them there and hope they don't get too knocked out. Because, like, right now they don't have block, so they're actually... They can only knock my player down on 2 results. Oh, someone's pressing escape quickly. Okay. Now we're going to do things differently. Yeah, I think we're going to put the flesh golems on the LOS here. The reason we're doing this is because sometimes I put the zombies on the LOS, and sometimes I don't. He said very cryptically. The reason I'm not going to do that today is because I want the flesh golems in the middle, because that's probably where the Chaos Warriors are going to be. Let's see. Do I want to do something like that? No. No, we're not. We're not going to do something like that. We can do this, though. Let's do this. But then that guy's going to... Let's do that. Actually, let's do that. Yeah. Okay, so my defensive line here is basically... I think he's just going to block me. He hasn't... He's got 1 guy with shorthand, so he's going to play a running game. So that's why I need to keep a few players on the LOS. And I feel like it's just good. It's just good as... You don't want to let people run past your defensive line without having to pay a price. And that price is usually die rolls. If it's a blitz, that's fine. As probably a lot of you know, I have a normal defensive lineup, which is four people on each side and 3 in the middle. And that one's actually really hard to blitz through unless you have extra strength or something like that. And I have no clue what that offensive line is, but can't really go like, oh no, what's this? Because here, yeah, this is weird though, because he's not. Yeah, so he gets 2 here, but then he's not going to get 2 on these guys because this Flesh Golem blocks this assist if this Chaos Warrior wants to block, and the other way around. So what he should have done is he should have put all of these 3 together and then a 4th one on the side to give an assist. Now, I have cunningly placed my Flesh Golems on the side here because they have stand firm, which means they're not going to get knocked back. So if it's just a push, then the rest of the line's just going to go horribly wrong. Yeah, we'll still stay put here because I don't want these guys to move anywhere. And we're going to stay. Boom. Yeah, so he had to move this Beastman. Had he done it the other way around and done a proper offensive line here, he could still use this Beastman to move somewhere else after all of these blocks were done. So he'd essentially have 1 extra Beastman. Because moving from over here to down here, it doesn't really... That's just a waste, basically. But that's why the setup is so important, and you should usually try and have an idea of what you want to do as you're setting up. I usually, when I'm trying to score, I usually press harder to one side. So I have more players on that side, but you also need a few over here in case you get a blitz or something like that. Ooh, oh, I can't surf that guy. Well, I can surf him even less now. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so both of these guys can go stand next to these 2. And I might actually do that. Because I want, the name of the game right now is Pressure. Because like I said, I need... So we're moving these guys up here. That's the scaffold. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that because there's more stuff I want to do. I'm moving this white up here just to be a bit annoying. Now this guy needs to go back here because there's a hole to fill. So we're gonna keep him in the back. Just as a safety. And unfortunately, I used my reroll, so I can't really do this really cool thing I wanted to do. So instead, we're going to do this. I could have gone and based that guy, but I feel it's a bit too risky, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to push a bit harder on this side to stop him. That should probably force him to go... He's probably going to go this way now. We'll see. But I have my white over here, which is good. So he needs to either blitz this white down. Which... this warrior can do, and not many others. Well, he can clear these guys out, and they can blitz him out. Or he's going to keep going this way, because he feels he's stronger here. Which, like, I'm getting some good use out of, well, being one player up and being a bit faster than him. I'm going to use stand firm here again because if I move back, he could have moved like a bit closer. These zombies, you have to keep track of your tackle zones. So he could have moved this beastman up one, and I didn't want that. Yeah, so now he's getting an assist over there. He's trying to decide where to push him. And that's fine by me. Like I said, I'm using my zombies mostly as punching bags. Because they're really good punching bags. Okay. Okay, so he's still going this way. I'm not entirely sure why, but he clearly feels that he's stronger on this side. And I'll be honest, he's not. This guy's free now. As in, okay. You gonna hand it off to someone? You're gonna move this. That's. Okay, well, he's less. Oh, well, that sucks for you. Like, now I can't actually dodge out here. Because he's actually blocking a tackle zone with his own tackle zone. So that kind of worked out for him a bit, at least. But I still have... I'm moving this guy in here mostly because he has block. It's a risk, but it's kind of still a risk I'm willing to take. And I'm gonna block this Chaos Warrior here. Very nice. No. Okay, let's see. We can probably get some assists somewhere here. What we want, it's a question of where to place people to get the best results of what we want. I still haven't used my blitz, so okay. So I'm going to use my 1-die block on the white here because this white has block, as you know. That works out great. Do I want to risk the blitz here? I kind of do, I think. We're going to go both down. It was a risk, but I don't want to be down too many rerolls. If he scores, I need some rerolls to get the ball back. And like I said, the most important thing now is pressure. He's going to be able to throw a bunch of blocks here, because of the way my players are positioned. Like this flesh golem's actually a bit out of position now, so I should have pulled him back. But he shouldn't be able to, like, a lot of pieces are just they're going to still be tied up here because he needs to block them off his pieces, and then I can just stand them up and bring them in again. Yeah, so like he can't really, if he wants to be safe, he can't go anywhere so far because he doesn't have anyone that can come with him. And that's why block is good. Okay, so that's unfortunate. I do still have another white here, though. This guy's still stunned. This guy's still down. So we'll see where he goes. He's only got these two guys left now, from the looks of things. Okay, so he is going to run through. That is... I wouldn't actually mind that, because I have a werewolf here. Well, I'd mind it a bit, because he's going to run quite far. But it's also a question, if he fails this or just pushes the zombie back this way, this beastman is not going anywhere, so he needs to knock the zombie down. Otherwise, well, everyone stays around. But that's probably actually, that's really good for me, and that's really bad for him. Probably going to push him over here. And I don't think he's going to risk a dodge, so everyone's probably staying put. Oh, okay. That's cute. Oh, he actually, did he outrun me? I think he did. He almost did. So that was... It's difficult for me to say because part of me want to be like, wow, that was really risky because he'd already used his reroll. But if he dropped it over here, it wouldn't have been that bad actually, because he wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to capitalize on it, almost certainly. So we're gonna chase after him because we have a really fast werewolf here. The reason we're going down here is because we don't want him to free up anyone else that can run in and blitz him. And you get to stand up now, actually. Nope. There we go. Okay, so you can dodge out if you want. Let's see. Does he have anyone else in range? This is always kind of tricky to tell. Not really. Like, I think the safest thing he can do is actually blitz me down. Because remember, he has horns. So that will give him a 2-die block on me. And all he needs is a push. And then he can run in, which is safer than going for the dodge out. And if he does that, yeah, I'm not going to say it plays into my hand because, you know, I'd much rather not have to score again. But it will give me... Yeah, so he needs to run in and score now because this guy can actually reach him wherever he goes because he didn't manage to stun him. It's his turn 12. That means if he scores, yeah, I'm going to have 4 turns to score again. Which it's possible. It's definitely possible. It shouldn't be... I don't want to say, oh, it's not going to be... That's going to be easy. Because when I say that, it usually comes back and bites me in the ass. Yeah, these two guys still paying up. So the name of the game is pretty much the same as we did in the first half. But we have a better outlook, kind of. But we'll see. We'll see. And I'll be honest, I didn't see him sneak past me that way, so that was a good play by him. That was me being perhaps a bit too focused on this line rather than seeing the holes running through it. Okay, I do not know why this setup is going on. Like, my opponent prefers to have people on the LOS like this. It's not something I'd recommend for the simple reason that it's not as good. Like, you don't actually cover more area. All you're doing is making it easier for me to pick a path through. Like, all I have to do now, if I wanted to run straight through, I can do that. I can just knock this guy down and then go... Like I said, I have 4 turns, so I don't feel like I'm in... Oh, I fucked that up. I fucked it up. Okay, wow, that's, not great. But yeah, I fucked this up. The white should have been standing over here, because now the white's giving an assist to the Beastman, and that's not what I want. So we're putting some tackle zones on the ball here. Hopefully I fixed my mistake. I did, kind of. So we're going to follow up here, because I want more players all around. Not good enough, but we'll do this. Yeah, the ball is in such a precarious, like, in a position where I don't want it, so we're going to reroll that. And we're going to blitz here, mainly because it's a good place to blitz with Frenzy. That worked out really well. So we're going to place the werewolf over here, just because it's going to be annoying for my opponent to have him there. And let's see, I think this guy's going to be placed over here. Just to be annoying as well. Now this kind of, at least to me, if I saw this, indicates I'm going this way. Which is true. But we'll see what happens. I feel like this is a decent enough cage. He's not fast enough that he can get around me. He's definitely fast enough, though, to like blitz down a corner if he wants to do that. But I still have a reroll, which I feel good about. I'd much rather someone other than Coffin Grinder, apparently, score this touchdown. But once again, if I don't feel safe, I'm not going to hand it off. If I feel safe, I will. It's turn 13, so I'd love to score on, well, 15. 14 is a bit too early, I feel like, because that would... Well, it's actually him kicking off, so scoring 14 for me would give him 2 turns. If I score on 15, it'd give him 1 turn. So both of those are okay. So he's just covering this werewolf here with the Beastman. Okay. Like, he wouldn't do this if he was planning to do a blitz here. So he's only doing it for extra cover. And he's... well, he's man-moding me, which is... I don't know. Like, currently he's down 3 versus my 1, so I have 2 more players on the pitch. Now, granted, you can count that. You can say that those are zombies, which is probably true. But it still gives me more peoples. So we'll see. Okay, yeah, here comes the blitz. And that's fine. Now he needs to probably block here so he can fill up with this guy. He's only having... He needs to have... If he gets 2 people on the... There we go. Good. If we gets 2 people on, then that's much better than just having 1, of course. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to run up this side, actually. Yeah, I'm going to follow up here because I don't want any silly dodging to take place. Ooh, this is a bit tricky, though. Now this guy's stunned, so that's why I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oh, good. Once again, I'm doing that because I have block and he doesn't. And here, yeah, let's do it. Oh, well, that's good because I have frenzy, and now I'm pushing back into the crowd and get to. So I move him further back. And now I can block this guy over here. I shouldn't have followed that. That was sloppy of me. Oh, well. And I'll move this guy over here, and we'll do one more one-die block. Because once again, I'm getting really lucky with blocks here. But once again, it's because I have... I have block and he doesn't. So it's a 2-die block. I mean, 2+ roll, basically. And I have a reroll. He might... Like, he can easily just dodge here and blitz my goal. Yep. But he only knocks me down on a 6. That is not a 6. So now... I have to... well... We are going to protect this ball. I would love the werewolf to pick it up, but to do that, I'm going to have to free the werewolf somehow. And I think the best way to free the werewolf is to blitz over here. Push that guy back. And we'll follow up. And then we'll do the same with the white. And now we have a shot at picking the ball up. Yes. Okay, so he picked it up. We're going to stand over... Ooh, are we going to stand over here? Or are we going to stand over here? Well, see, this guy isn't actually... He's not... He's going to come up next turn, and that's going to give him a movement 2. And if I stand here, he needs to dodge back and then in, and then one more. Otherwise, he's dodging into tackle zones. And same with this guy. Yeah, I think that's actually the best option. Oh, can I do this? I might be able to. Yes, I will follow up. Because that means I can free up this white, hopefully. Holy crap, I'm really well on my blocks. And go stand over here, which is really important because once again, now this guy can't just run in and go stand next to my werewolf. So it's... I'm out of rerolls, and he still has outs. But I am... I'm looking at the wrong time all the time. I'm still out bashing him. Like, there's more of him lying down on the pitch than there is of my dudes. And he can, like, right now, he can block these guys down if he wanted to. But if he does that, then these guys are stuck here, of course. So he's going to have to make a dodge somewhere. And the question is... Like, this is probably his best option, actually. Well, it's his only option. So what I do is I dodge out and then run in and then block me, because that's a 2-die block. And that's only a 3+ and a 2+. A 3+, 2+, and then a block. And even if it's a both down, things can change. Well, he can't score, but he's kind of relying on me not... Okay, he went for the 4+ dodge instead, which was... I'd rather... Like, I don't actually know the math, but I'd much rather do the... I'd much rather do the 3+, 2+, because once you've done the 3+ is easier to do, and it's as soon as you fail, it's over, and then you've got the 2+, which is even easier to do at that point. But yeah, like, it just feels safer to me. I'm not sure it is, but it feels safer. Ah, come on, flesh golems. Kill more people. Well, I guess we're both going down. But that's fine. The ghoul is in the way a bit. Well, the ghoul is really in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the way this beastman has to run. And I think that's the only guy in range, too. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And that's still, I mean, it's not likely, but it can happen. Okay, Beastman, do your thing. He might throw some extra blocks here first because he can. These guys have been standing here a bit, and that's not because he's forgotten about them. It's because he's been forced to do dodge rolls. Oh, he's doing that instead. Well, that's not as good. Okay. So that leaves me with either a blitz or a 3+ handoff. Oh no. I had a zombie, got really hurt, and then he regened. This is why zombies are so good, just standing around being assholes. But I mean, he can still, like, we can still tie this. But I feel like I'm in a pretty good position, all in all. Now, part of me, like, I can either blitz with a ghoul, or I can blitz with a werewolf. The werewolf has frenzy, meaning it's more dangerous. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do it with the ghoul. And that's enough. So we're going to push that beastman out of the way. And then we're going to run the ball in for the classic 2-1 grind. Well, it wasn't actually a classic 2-1 grind. It just ended up being a 2-1 grind. It's because it's the safest way to play. Kind of. Yeah, so that's how I play Necromantic. No, I'm not going to reroll that. Thank you very much. And hey, look, my other flesh golem got the MVP. Oh, and he had a beastman level up. That's good for him. So we have my first flesh golem got a casualty, and my other one got the MVP. So that means if either of them get an MVP, they're going to level up, that's good. And then the werewolf got a casualty and a touchdown. Already at 5, also good. Only needs like a casualty or something. And the coffin grinder, the ghoul managed to get a touchdown, which I may have wanted on someone else, but it still worked out. 3 rerolls, really good. That was just what I needed. So that's really good. My zombies didn't do any. Well, they did a lot of things. They did exactly what I wanted them to do. They were standing around, making sure people would dodging past them. And if they wanted to get past them, they have to dodge, and then failed dodges happen and stuff like that. The whites didn't get anything, but they already have block, and early on, that's really important, really powerful. So, all in all, pretty pleased with that result. So that's how I play Necromantic. If you have any suggestions for other teams you want to see me play, post them in the comment section below, or give me a tweet, and I'll see you on Friday for Friday Night Blood Bowl. Until then, I've been cKnoor, and don't forget to subscribe, or, that's great. Do that. It'll make me very happy, considering I only mention it in game time videos, because that's the only time I remember. Goodbye, everyone.